What are you so scared of, huh? Don't move or you'll get stabbed in the face.
Come on, guys. Please, just let me go.
Stop crying, alright? We're not done with you yet. This time both of us are going to try to see if we can hit it at once. 1, 2.
Cut it out!
Not very bright, are you? Did you ever stop to think of what would happen if you were to stab him with one of those knives? I mean, shit, guys. I leave for 5 minutes and this is what I come back to?
Sorry, man.
Damn right you are. Ah, shit. I see what's going on here. I guess today we're talking about the Machine Girl.
What?
Shut up. We're doing a video. The Machine Girl is a 2008 action, comedy, horror? Well, this is what it's listed as, at least on IMDb. It's a Japanese movie, written and directed by Nobuo Iguchi. The film stars Minase Yashiro as Amy Hyuga, Kentaro Shimazu as Ryuji Kimura, Nobuhiro Nishihara as Sho Kimura, Asami Sugira as Miki, Noriko Kajimi as Yoshi, and Ryusuke Kawamura as Yu Hyuga. After the film, Nobuo Iguchi went on to direct several movies as well as TV miniseries, with his most recent work at time of writing directing the TV series Aoki Vanpia no Nayami in 2021. Minase Yashiro appeared in Kamen Rider Double Forever, A to Z, The Gaia Memories of Fate, as Raika Hanehara in 2010 and reprised it a year later in the 2011 spin-off Kamen Rider W Returns, Kamen Rider Eternal, as well as appearing in a couple of TV series since, with her latest being on Kamen Rider Zeo in 2018. Kentaro Shimazu went on to be in a number of movies, including another of Noburu's films, Robo Geisha, a year later, before transitioning to more TV roles, with his most recent being in the short Mashin Sentai Kiramaja Supen Ofu Yodana. Nobuhiro Nishihara went on to a couple of movies before also transitioning mostly to TV roles, with his most recent being in the TV miniseries Signal in 2018. Asami Sugiura would go on to have an extensive list of roles, including the lead in Gunwoman, with her most recent role being in 2020's Sky Sharks. She has also received a number of awards for her past work as an AV idol. Noriko Kijima went on to several movie roles after, and reprised her role as Yoshi in Shyness Machine Girl, with her most recent work being in 2020's The Cornered Mouse, Dreams of Cheese. Hanukkah went on to author 2 books, Little Sex Devil and Pleasures of the Body, Shape of Love, as well as an autobiography, Kago Biography of Hanukkah, Mama, I Love You. She appeared in several movies and television shows after. Ryusuke Kawamura went on to do a few movies, before switching to TV series and finally going back to film in the last 5 years, with his most recent role being in 2018's Kami-sama no Wadachi. I'm guessing that by now, you're waiting for me to do a plot synopsis. But see, the thing is I really can't, because this is the kind of movie that it's best to experience blind. and I don't want to spoil one single insane moment of this movie for you. That being the case, kind of in an awkward place as far as talking about it. What I can say is that it's an exploitation film about a girl named Amy Hyuga who is seeking revenge for her murdered brother. It's gory as hell and crazy. First piece of trivia is something I gotta clear up. For some reason on IMDb, it states that this movie references Planet Terror. It doesn't. It's a common misconception, and I understand why people draw connections to it, but the truth is that they were both in production around the same time and on opposite parts of the globe. Neither writer or director had any idea what the other one was working on. Noboru has always been pretty clear in the origins of the Machine Girl, like here where he talks about it in an interview. This stupid assumption only works if you have no clue about either of these movies. I mean, for fuck's sakes, the guns are totally different types of guns. On to less irritating trivia. I didn't know that some bigger YouTubers have referenced this or had it in their collection. Nice. There's a number of times where you can see Ami's arm tucked in her shirt. Look out for it clearly just behind her back in the opening. If you do enjoy the movie and think, by God, where can I find more of this insanity? You're in luck. There's a sequel. Shyness Machine Girl. It's only 30 minutes, however, though it does manage to be even more nonsensical than the first movie. There's also a wide selection of similar movies under the Tokyo Shock Gore category, of which this movie falls, including the most recognized of them, Tokyo Gore Police, which is actually directed by Yoshihiro Nishimura, who did the special effects for the Machine Girl. Also, if you've ever stumbled across Machine Girl, the breakcore duo, like myself a couple years ago, then you may be surprised to learn that this is where the name comes from. One more thing I at least gotta mention is that 3 of the actresses in the film were gravure idols, which are underwear models that primarily appear in magazines and media aimed at a male audience. And though intentionally provocative, their poses have a less aggressive and more playful air to them. They're also a little like pop idols, as they often release their own professional DVDs and photo books for their fans. Also, I gotta mention that Hanako was a well-known AV actress in Japan before the movie, with her depart from adult videos taking place the same year as the movie's release. Say what you want about the movie, but it served as a transition for a lot of people who worked on it. Okay, my personal connection with the Machine Girl is that I stumbled across it in high school, towards the end of high school, thanks to a website that I think I've mentioned on the channel before, but if not, Genie. It recommended it to me through some search or other, or some movie, I don't know, but it recommended it to me, and one night, back in high school during a night off, I sat down and watched it on my laptop, and I fell in love with it. I just started riffing on it like immediately. It was just one of the easiest to riff movies I've ever seen, and it was incredible. It was a movie that, from the first 5 minutes, like 5 minutes in, I was like, what the fuck? That's insane. Alright, there's no way they can top that. And then 5 minutes later, that same experience would happen all the way up until the end of the movie. And then even at the end of the movie, I found out about the sequel and stuff. It was like, the what the fuck just keeps on coming. So, yeah, it's a movie I discovered all the way back in like high school and just fell in love with it. It's over the top ridiculousness. Son of a bitch. It quickly became one of my favorite movies. And I think it's probably like my favorite B movie. It's my go-to whenever, the buddies and I are riffing on a movie. We just want something to kind of laugh and joke around with. Well, I'll put that one on. That's a surefire. Like, if we can't think of any other movie or we can't decide on one, I'll be like, well, it's time for the classic. Well, I wouldn't recommend this if you're squeamish, even though the effects aren't good at all. In fact, for the most part, it's pretty obvious. It's not even like you can get that absorbed into it and really fall for it. But if you're squeamish, nonetheless, even to copious amounts of fake blood, it's obviously fake, then yeah, not the movie for you. If you love B movies or Z movies or whatever you want to call them, if you love your cheesy sort of movies, your campy over the top stuff, then you're gonna love this movie for sure. If you're a big fan, I suppose, of what the fuck Japan cinema, absolutely. Or just what the fuck cinema in general. If you're a fan of, just what the hell kind of movies, then this is the movie for you, and I am surprised you ain't found it yet. Like, really surprised. So, yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it to, I guess, to most people that can handle it. Because, I mean, there are some intense subject matters in the movie. They don't take any of them, like, seriously, and it never comes off as, I guess if you stop and think about it, some of them are kind of like... But very rarely do you actually have enough time, or do they give a serious enough reading for it for you to actually kind of, like, the gravity of whatever they're doing on screen singing. It's usually just so over the top and covered in fake blood that you're like... Huh. What the hell is happening right now? And it's just, the story is just so insane and abrupt, and there's just so much to love about it. But I can see a lot of people not enjoying it because of some of the subject matter here and there could be pretty serious. It's never played seriously, like, everyone in this universe is a fucking lunatic, so... Like, none of this would happen in real life, obviously. If you wanted to see what happened to what an exploitation film through the lens of the absolute peak of absurdity of Japanese over-the-top culture, through their lens and their, like, filter, then this is it. Yeah, even though it's really gory and, like, oh, it's violent and has some darker things, it is a Tokyo shock film after all. It's not very shocking, just genuinely because of the execution. So I think most people, even if they were likely to be on edge because of these subject matters, I think they'd still probably walk out of it like, huh, never thought I'd laugh at that sort of thing. Like, yeah, well, when a movie's that inept at handling it, whether intentional or not, because I don't know if this movie is secretly satire or a parody of, like, I don't know if this movie is saying something about the over-the-top nature of Japanese culture, and that seeing it from their lens, that even, like, serious things or stuff like an exploitation film can be just ludicrous and essentially a freaking comedy through that lens, I don't know if that's the intent, because if that's the intent, it's fucking brilliant. If that wasn't the intent of the film, then it's still the funniest fucking movie I've seen in a long time, either way. It's ridiculous. Well, you know the usual deal. Like, comments, all that shit down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned a little something about a cult hit from Japan that is just absolutely insane. And as usual, have a great one, everybody.
This time all four of us are gonna see if we can hit it at once.
Wait a second! Oh, I never got that.
That was 9.
I only got 2 holes. You got 2 hands, too! Oh, shit!
You're about to join him in hell.
Wait, so your brother's in hell? Wait!
Kill you!
Wouldn't you hope better for your brother?
Who could hold your little brother with her left arm?
Oh, that's a touchy subject. Not for her.
I guess I'm just used to seeing you lying around the house, you know?
Whoa!
Give me a break.
Stop flirting with your brother, you whore.
Oh, God. You been flirting the whole time?
No!
Oh, God.
I was making a joke.
Oh, no, not this guy, dude. He's gonna get that. Sorry, yourself hurt, you know that? Oh! straight up bitch smack first thing in the day.
She's Prodigy. Smack my bitch up. Oh.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, it's a hotel. Who these kids are?
Oh my god.
Did you just realize that? Oh shit! Oh. Cottage cheese. Hey, look, there's some intestines we were talking about earlier. That kid looks like he's on like 4 Xanax right now. And there we go.
There we go again. Son of a bitch. How many more times this is gonna happen? You need to clean up on aisle 7, 8, and 9.
Are you satisfied knowing what happened to that arm now?
8 and 9. Are they scissors? Her damn well sounds like it.
So, in the video, you can't actually see the TV, only us. You can hear it now. That's gonna be great.
Hey, Army, you're pretty good.
You're pretty good.
You still got a lot of
He
fight.
has way too many added context.
I admire that.
You fucking.
Alright, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, damn.
Peekaboo. I shoot you. Is that their bodies out there with the fucking garbage right now? That is bags of garbage behind them. What do we do with the corpses? Just put them out by the curb and dump them.
Tuesday, you know, trash went out on Tuesday.
They wanted to be out there too long.
We had to get them out there real quick before I die.
Oh my god. She's looking at him the same way she looked at her brother. With love in her eyes. God, guys.
So you two finally managed to show
Damn,
up.
it's Pip Boy.
Looking fly as ever, son.
You gotta let it nerve you little shit!
What the fuck just happened?
You bitches!
You
Feel
bitch!
the wrath of my son!
You bitches! Yes, it's over. Me.
I'm begging you.
Her brother.
She was just happy you don't live with her anymore.
I'm going with you.
Are you gonna plead aggressively too? Because if you do, I don't want to see it.
It's definitely gonna have.
Is there a part 2?
Alright.
Fucking great.
Oh.
Holy shit.